Figured today I'll break out the blue flannel. Tuesday Blues Day. What? Okay, I did that horribly. But one thing I will not do horribly is little of my high might kind. So my low is the fact it's cold again, and it was snowing again. Meaning that when I was visiting my folks last night, I really couldn't stay as long as I would have liked to because, I had to get home safe. Seriously, I still had to drive home carefully. There was a point I was going like not even 50 on the highway. It was pretty bad. But I got back home safe and sound. And that's what's most important. Because now I'm here to do the video today. But speaking of my parents, seeing them yesterday was totally my high. And we actually had a mom food I haven't talked about yet. I'll get into that momentarily. And my act of kindness was pretty obvious. After dinner was over, I helped clean up the table afterwards. As well as my mom had actually brought some stuff from the store to also make dinner. So I helped put that stuff away too. And I also helped set the table for dinner, which is also a good thing. So, under the mom food, I surprisingly haven't talked about yet. Partly because, I'll explain why in a minute. Good morning and happy Tuesday, everybody. So, yeah. I can't believe I haven't talked about chili yet. At least, and now when I say chili, I mean like the regular chili that we all know. Usually it's usually sort of like a red soup, stew type thing. It's got, lots of meat and, some veggies. I'll get to the whole veggie scenario in a minute. And it's meant to be, both hot in temperature and spice. And chili is one of those recipes where, for the most part, no one ever really makes it the same way twice. Even when you're following the recipe that you normally follow. Like, for instance, last night was the first time my mom ever put cumin in it. Which, for those of you who don't know, and this is just me, I've always associated cumin with taco seasoning. I'm not complaining. I like taco seasoning. I have talked about how my mom's made tacos before, so yeah, definitely fits. But when my mom makes her chili, she really does keep things, pretty simple. She cooks up some ground beef. She uses ground beef. Some onions. Maybe a few, definitely, canned tomatoes. Those are always good. And usually that's really about it. I mean, maybe there were some peppers in there. I didn't see them in there last night, but sometimes peppers will be in there. And here's the thing. My mom has personally never really made chili spicy. I mean, not that I'm complaining. I mean, yeah, I would have. To be perfectly honest, I forgot to put extra hot sauce in my chili last night. Oops. But it was still really good. I'm not even remotely complaining. Especially when, even though I forgot to put in extra hot sauce for heat, and this is actually something that everybody does. I loaded my chili with chopped onions, cheese, sour cream. And you have to remember, there was a long period of time where I wouldn't touch any of that stuff. I personally would have been fine just having the chili exactly the way it was made. But I know a lot of people do put onions and cheese and sour cream on there, and yeah, it's pretty awesome when you have that. I'm not even remotely gonna lie, man. It's incredible when you have it like that. It's always the best. Like, I don't know why, but it's like having those things on your chili is one of those things where, like, once you have it, you can't not have it ever again. Because it's that good. I don't know what to tell you. By the way, there really is no rule as to what onions you can have on your chili. My mom this time had, I think yellow onions, I think. But you know, I've seen it with red onions. I've seen it with green scallions, but essentially green onions as well. You know, again, you can top your chili with whatever you want. Although, it was funny, my mom mentioned how she almost put hot dogs in it. I'm like, wait, you've had hot dogs? Why didn't we just have chili dogs? And then she's like, I only had 5 of them. Yeah, one of these days I'll be talking about, if I haven't already done so, hot dogs and hamburgers for Mom Food Chronicle. But hot dogs are one of those things where I can't just, one is not going to satisfy me. I gotta have like bare minimum 3. And obviously, and that's like if I'm having them with like the bun and all the condiments on it. Really, I could have a lot more hot dogs if I'm just having like the hot dogs with no bun. But that's a story for another day. I'm talking about chili right now. Now I need to point out the legume-shaped elephant in the room. My mom actually puts beans in her chili. Now, I've had this chili for many years. Obviously, it is a mom food. I grew up on this stuff. Of course I ate it with the beans. Here's the thing. Up until I got into my mid-20s, even earlier than that, I think I was in my 20s when I heard about this. People down in Texas don't put beans in their chili. I, at the time, did not know that. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, I guess if it really came down to it, I really could take or leave the beans. I mean, they're beans. I mean, they're not really gonna, hurt anyone, allegedly. I mean, I know there are people who are allergic to beans. I know people just don't like beans outright. And I probably discussed this a little bit when I talked about my my mom's tacos and cornbread, or maybe it was my aunt's Mexican surprise. But if beans are around, I never gravitate towards them. I don't hate them, I just don't really go for them. I mean, I should say, like, refried beans, let's be honest, they look like something else. And you know exactly what it is I'm talking about. When I say, I do like some beans. I love green beans. I used to hate green beans because I swear there was like a period of time where weekly I'd have green beans like 3 nights a week, so I got sick of them. But I love green beans now. And as for my mom putting beans in chili, hey, listen, as long as it tasted good, I'm never going to complain. Although, since they are beans, you better believe that at some point I would see those beans again later. But yes, if you're one of those people down in Texas who religiously does not put beans in their chili, I get it. In fact, I straight up found cans of chili that have no beans in it and tried that. And I've had, chili that has beans in it. Sometimes there's really barely a difference at all outside of the fact that you see the beans in there, at all. So, maybe I'm just sort of overthinking it, but it's never bothered me if I had beans and chili. Again, I could take it or leave them, but if they're there, sure, why not? I get why people will put beans in chili just because, it sort of adds to the amount of food you are making, especially if you're trying to feed a crowd. I get that. If you're trying to feed a crowd, that's one thing. But if you really are going to try and stick to the whole, Texas style thing, yeah, don't put beans in it. The cheese and sour cream and the onion, though, that is very acceptable. So do that. And, again, my mom always kept things really simple, ground beef, like canned tomatoes, onions, and anything else that she'd put in there, whatever. Again, last time was the first time she used cumin. There was a bit of a smokiness to it, to be sure. But again, I associate cumin with taco seasoning. And my mom, again, she never really purposely made things spicy for the chili. If you wanted to make it spicy, you have to find hot sauce and do it yourself, which, again, I forgot to do last night. Oops. And come to think of it, I also forgot to ask if my mom had saltine crackers or oyster crackers. Oh, chili with crackers is awesome. I love crackers. I do. Saltines and oyster crackers, obviously. Although those butter crackers you use for cheese and pepperoni boards, those are good too. I like those. So, yeah, that was my mom's chili. It's not what you would call spicy. It's not what you would call traditional Texas style. And if we're being completely honest, it's about as simple and straightforward as any chili recipe could really ever hope to be. But it still tastes good, and that's all that matters. Although, since it wasn't spicy, that's a great segue into looking at this week's Hot Ones guest. One moment, please. All right, let's see if I can pick up here. There we go. All right, let's see. Who is this week's Hot Ones guest? Okay. And this week's Hot Ones guest is Tracy Ellis Ross. I have no idea who this is. Well, as long as I'm on the internet, I might just look her up real fast. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Okay. An American actress. Cool. Okay. Singer, TV host, producer, and director. Lead roles in Girlfriends, Blackish. Okay. Oh, she actually owns Pattern Beauty hair care line for curly hair. Interesting. All right. Okay. Looking up her work here. Although, if we're being completely honest, I have not seen, anything she's been in. I mean, the only thing I might have seen her in was maybe Broad City but it probably wasn't the episode that she was in. She was in music videos too. Two of them with Kanye West. And one with Drake. And Tyler, the Creator. Jeepers. Wait. She was a dancer in the original Macarena video? No. What? She was in the Macarena video. Dude. Okay, for those of you who don't know, the Macarena was probably the giant dance craze of the 90s, and I will be honest, I must have seen in all my life, I had seen the Macarena be danced hundreds of times. I still don't know how to dance the Macarena. Although, funny enough, I know how to sing it. Dala tu crepa a la gran Macarena, que tu cuerpo dala a la gran cosa buena. Dala tu crepa a la gran Macarena, hey Macarena. So, I really hope I don't get flagged for that. Like, favorite, chat, subscribe button, find me, social pound for YouTube. I'm very hungry. This video for all of you guys watching Joe over there. Hope we have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Remember, you guys want to talk channels. We're here to lend you. Always everybody take care and make good choices. See ya. Let me set this down before. Now, have a nice day.